Welcome to the Reflection Show. My name is Ramsey Rizard, and you never go to the mirror scripted. You always go unscripted. And when I say that, I truly mean that, none of the conversation is scripted. Every person that wakes up in the morning, when you walk in that mirror, you have to deal with every part of you that may seem like an imperfection or just the mental aspect of who you are. So when people sit down in this chair, you are getting the realness. You are getting their flaws. You're getting the conversation that makes you think about your own journey. And today I got someone who's gonna share with us their journey. I mean, from Maryland to Atlanta. She has been doing some phenomenal work, and she continues to do some incredible work. Yeah. It's the one and only celebrity film producer, Jennifer! Jennifer. It's like, Norman, Jennifer. How you doing, Jen?
You're amazing.
I love you, Jen.
Thank you for having me.
It's a blessing. Let me tell you, I tell people, Facebook is your resume.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was through a mutual friend, and I looked at your name, I'm like, wow, she got the same name as my wife. And then when I saw like entertainment, I'm like, okay, let me see what she got going on.
Yeah.
And when I look and I saw that there was a movie you guys released.
Yeah.
It was with I forgot the name.
This is 30s?
Yes, This is 30s.
Okay, that's
I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay. So, and I went to go watch it.
And
then I'm like, oh, okay. I say, oh, friend. Hey, friend. And then I begin to watch your life, And then one day you're one of the producers behind the documentary for
I Am John Gabbana.
I Am John Gabbana.
Yes.
And I remember seeing that, and the Lord said, plant a seed. Go and support.
Yes.
And literally we drove up for that one day
Yeah.
just to come see I Am John Gabbana.
Yeah.
And that was, and I sat there next to my creative director, Will Morris. I said, she needs to be on season 3.
Yeah.
And I need to capture her story.
It was easy for me to say yes. Because you're amazing.
Yeah.
Your spirit, your heart, your spirit drew me in. And your support. So thank you. I did that with the Lapo. That was my seed.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the industry. I went to Clark Atlanta, graduated in 2010, but I literally worked overnight, served at Pastor Creflo Dollar, media ministry, and then I would go to school. So my schedule, I would sleep for like 3-4 hours because I just was eager to learn and eager to really be positioned in the right space. So I had no idea that God was using that for me to understand who he was. I really just wanted to learn film, and he was like, you need to learn me first. So I was literally brought up off of the word in the media ministry.
But that's for me, that's a profound moment, right? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes we're thinking that we're going through this journey alone and God is not there.
Yeah.
And God is like, listen, there's a difference between my will and your free will.
Yeah.
There are certain things that we do that we hold ourselves back from because we feel like that's not what God wants. And God is like, no, I want you to go through this so you can identify with who I am in you.
Yeah.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's been exciting.
Years. How long it's been for you to get to where you are now?
So I came here at 19, and now I am 36. I don't care telling my age.
You 36.
It's been 17 years.
Jen, what water are you drinking? Let me find out Atlanta got the filtered water in the showers.
So I am 36. So I've been literally in this industry for 15, 16 years. And when I said, I think I spoke upon it before, I had the imposter syndrome because you're serving and then you're continuously serving.
Yeah.
And you don't know that's work.
Yeah.
That you are truly producing. And even Pastor Creflo Dollar, I was the point producer of his talk show that was on BET. I came out of there still confused as if I'm a producer.
Hold on. You are the point producer
The point.
for Creflo Dollar.
Creflo, the one and only OG.
Right. Now, Creflo Dollar got a nice hairline.
Yeah.
I be jealous when I be watching his stuff sometimes. I'm like, Lord, if you could just give me a hairline. I mean, I know I'm wearing this hat, but the hat is my hairline, just to let y'all know.
Yeah.
But you were point producer.
Yeah.
And you walked out still confused.
If I was a producer. And that's because I didn't understand that even though it was still Christian television, he done won awards. He done been on it for years. He's making, I mean, you know, the segments, they're bringing in more audience. It's reaching a billion people. And it still took me a minute to understand, girl, you were producing for someone better than what you're comparing yourself to right now.
But here's the truth. Sometimes we get so lost into our work that we don't value our work.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you would have valued your work at that moment, it would have hit you quicker. But sometimes that delay has to make us go through something that sharpens us for the season that we're in.
Yeah. Well, I think it's valuing your work, but also valuing yourself. Because if you don't know who you are, how can you agree with who God made you?
Wait, say that again. If you don't know who you are,
how can you agree with who God made you? So I went to ministry school for 3 years, and it was Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry. And one thing they got us to understand is our identity. Who are we in the kingdom? What are we supposed to do? Who is he? Who did he create us to be? So right now I'm in this world, but I'm not of the world. And that when I say that, I had to go through that to get into the secular world of entertainment, to really sustain it. Like, I don't know if you know, but we just wrapped our last movie. It was a feature film. And you don't know.
Did you see my face? Did you see my face?
Yeah.
I
said. You don't know, but it's starring T.C. Carson, Drew Sidor, Denise Boutte. And I'm the executive producer over that. And
hold on. I got the... Jen!
I had to do that silently, and I went through so many battles.
Why?
Oh
Why did you go through so many battles?
My mind, my who I was, other people, you know, and I just was like, wait, I do things like this, and they don't do things like this, and you know, so I just went through every step was a hurdle. Every step was me picking up the phone, calling someone and being vulnerable and transparent about it so that they can pray for me so that I can overcome it. You know, I wasn't used to the entertainment world and the things that may be in it and the people and the attitudes and things like that. You know, it was a blessing, it was an understanding, but it was literally a masterclass.
But I also believe you feeling like you are a hidden gem has propelled you into becoming the hidden gem in the film industry for people who see the value in you. Because once again, I always say, you know, someone who buys real diamond, they don't just walk up and say, I want to buy a diamond. No, they study exactly that diamond they want. They know the cuts, they know the angles, they know how long it's been sitting. They study that. So just like you're a hidden gem. You're a hidden diamond. That only people who study your work understands the value and the worth of who you are.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing. When you said Facebook, I think a lot of the support comes from people who followed me over the years. I moved to Atlanta by myself at 19 because both my parents were deceased. So once that happened, it transitioned me into, God.
Wow.
That's who I got to lean on now because I don't have that parental support that someone may have. So I went through college off of faith. I didn't have no money.
What? So you lost your parents?
Yeah, I lost my mom at 15 and my father passed away from a broken heart at 19.
How did you grieve?
I went to inner healing. I went to ministry school. All of these things that I knew, I didn't know at the time, but that was good mourning. You know, in the Bible it says he will bless those that mourn. And I'm like, okay, so I went through that. Sometimes we run from that, but I started to understand the importance of identifying my triggers, my traumas, forgiving, releasing, letting go, and just being able to use that to propel me to here.
I feel like your next movie is going to be called Heartbreak for Love. and it's an honor to your parents. You know, I feel like there's something you can give to the world because some people are walking around here dead because they have a heartbreak from their dream.
That's true.
They have a heartbreak from their
That's
purpose.
True. That's
you know,
true.
But
That's
you stood tall. And now you're Jennifer.
Yeah. I believe I'm an answered prayer for my mom. So that's why it keeps me going. I saw her pray for us every night. And that is something that if I get tired or if I feel like, because I don't want to, I hate saying stuff about myself, but I feel like I have a genuine heart. And when I'm now in a different season of my life where I feel like everybody got a genuine heart, and I'm learning now, like, this world is sharks. I be like, ouch, ouch, like, every day we was on set, I be like, why they keep punching me? Why do they keep punching me? I'm not even fighting, but it was learning experience. We got distribution, thank God.
Yeah.
So I'm on to my next project once the strike is over, and people keep hitting me up about the strike. How are you handling it? I'm like, we're in the strike.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a pause to get your house in order to make sure when you go to the next step, you're prepared.
Yeah. But that's key, because now you have a model. Right? You understand that while you're waiting, you're managing the wait.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you understand that resistance causes growth. It doesn't cause delays. It doesn't cause, it may hurt, but it only makes you better. Because look at the season you're in. You're in the season of reflection.
Yeah.
I mean, the reflection
Pun
show.
intended.
Right? And I was supposed to do this like a year ago.
Wow.
And a year later, here we are. And I was like,
I wouldn't have had the measure of, I really would have been in imposter syndrome.
Wow.
Because I have this as studies. It's on Tubi. It's a great project. We shot that during pandemic.
Right.
But to be frank, I don't have no money coming from it.
Right.
We've made the investment back, but sometimes some Tubi projects, people are making X amount of money.
Right.
But I needed that step to get to this step because the network saw that.
Right.
And they entrusted me with this.
Wow.
So it's like every step that I take, and even the John Gabbana project, like I said, it was a seed that I sowed, because I left working for other people's businesses, and I said I'm gonna do my own production company. So when John Gabbana came to my table, I was like, I'm not doing other people's projects, but I feel like God is on this. So we just did it, and we had no idea. Delapo and my son. We got a grant. We got a 6-figure grant from Comcast, and Delapo was like, yo, because he knows, and it brought people to Christ.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was phenomenal. I was there. I was like, you had people walking up in tears at the end. At the end, like, hey, can I get a hug? And the minute he hugged the lady, she just bust out in tears.
Yes.
Like, his story was just, I'm to this day, it's I can't wait for other people to watch it.
Yeah, so we're looking at what platform we want to put that on, because now we want to do a series. So a docu-series of other people who may have fallen and gotten back up with the grace of God. Yeah. So we want to be able to showcase that, not just within his life, but in everybody's life, so I'm excited.
That's amazing. Now that you're walking in the shoes, and now that you're walking in the shoe of confidence, what does that feel like? Knowing that you're trampling on fear.
I feel like it feels like pouring that into others. Like I'll see someone that was like myself, and I'll keep them. I'll bless them anytime that I could. I'll call them. When the young man Aaron, he came here. I know he's gonna be a superstar. I'm gonna tell him he's gonna be a superstar.
Wow.
I'm gonna make sure he be a superstar. I'm gonna eat lunch with him. I'm gonna serve it. I'm gonna sow into that, because people know who you are, but they don't want you to know who you are. Because once you know who you are, that's when you...
Wait, hold on, Jen. Hold on. You see what I'm doing? Hold on. We got to fix this. What you just said, people what?
Know who you are.
Uh-huh.
They just don't want you to know who you are.
Say that again. Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to hear that. I feel it on the Android right now. Somebody need to hear what you just said. People what?
People know who you are. They just don't want you to know who you are.
Wow.
And that's because they can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly given that advantage, then you're receiving on the other end. So if I see someone that's a hidden gem, I'm going to pour into them. I'm going to tell them who they are so they can become who they are even more, It's no competition. Once you are putting yourself in a competition situation, you've already lost.
Yeah. But I feel like when you walked away as a point producer, still not knowing your identity, that pain, you are using it to help others so that they don't have to experience a long-term pain
Yes.
going through that process.
Yeah. So with that imposter syndrome, I'm able to identify the people that need a little bit more love and encouragement, and just being able to hire them.
Yeah.
Scale fast, promote fast. This is who I want you to be. What is your dream?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? And then pour into that, and then believe in them, you know?
Right.
So at the end of the day, you're in my circle to help me with my vision, but what's your vision? And I want to make sure it's aligned with that when I put you in a position to grow, because I want you to come to work happy. I want you to come to work excited. I recently just hired over 100 people.
Huh?
Like,
did you just say Amazon employees? How many people did you hire?
Over 100 people.
Hold on,
and listen.
Hold on, because probably
I don't know how God did that.
100.
Over 100 contracts and vendors, from literally negative in my account to like 2 days before we shoot, and we got close to 7 figures in my account, and I'm just like, what you just do, God? How you just do that?
I would have been like, that would have been the whole Apple Music. That would have been a sound. What do they call that? A sound bite. How'd you do that, God? How'd you do that, God? Huh? How'd you do that, God? I mean,
hey, you know, something that I've learned as I grow in this industry, I get more quiet about my success, because people always are trying to, or I done, last year I cried every other month. I had to let someone go. It was one of the most glorious but hurtful seasons of my life.
I'm glad you went that direction, because I was going to ask you this question, like, because for someone like yourself, who's always in the posture of vulnerability, how do you deal with betrayal?
I cry. I did cry, you know, because everybody who come in my circle is immediately my friend.
Yeah.
And then I had to separate that. Like, now I can't be as personable as I want to, because I'll be on the phone with the PA for like 10 hours, like, yeah, girl, let's go get coffee. Because I don't look at anybody on a different, we all are on the same. We're all equal, you know. So,
but it's sad to say that people just don't see that.
Yes.
You may see that. You may look through your lens and say, oh my God, Ramsey, you and I are equal. And the reality is our access level and relationships are totally different. And now you don't know the intent of that person who's talking to you. Are you talking to me directly because you really love me, or are you talking to me because you love what I know?
So now the way I determine that is how you treat the team, how you treat the underline, the people, the bottom line.
Right.
And if my bottom line, I have a few of my hearts that I be like, you made them mad, that person don't get
mad.
You know, you hurt that person. It's like hurting me, because I was that person. I was the one that was hidden.
Right.
So once they don't even say nothing, I can feel it. And I'm like, what happened? And if you do something to them, you've done it to me. So that's how I am. But the way I handled betrayal was, at first I started to feel my heart harden it. And then I was like, okay, God, this isn't going to bless anyone. It's not even going to bless me. You're putting me here to serve, to bless people, to consider others before myself. Like, my prayer used to be, God, bless me with a vision so big I can't carry it alone.
Wow.
So then after that, he was like, well, go back to what I taught you.
I like that. Bless me with a vision so big that I can't carry it alone. I wish everybody in the world could say that. Come on, say it with me. Come on,
bless me with a vision so big that I can't carry it alone. Yeah. So every step that I took in my life had a purpose. I was in ministry school, and it taught me how to go to inner healing, how to release, how to forgive. So last year, I had to go back to those tools and forgive people and love them. And still, if I see them, I will hug them. I will still be their friends. But when it comes to my ministry, my film business, you can't get in that anymore. Wow. And it's unfortunate, because you had this vision of how you want to win with your friends. Right. But it may be, which I was in your other interview, you was talking about Judas, and I was
Child, you got to learn how to manage all the Judas around you. Because once again, your friends, it's like, I realize your your authentic friends are the ones that start off as a stranger.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
strangers, what they do is they don't judge you based off your past.
No.
And they don't question your past. They look at you in the present, and then they figure out how to manage the relationship for the future.
Yes.
Because you're at a place in the space in your life where you finally matured into this different person.
Yeah.
And the people in the past, they're like, no, we know you as, let's just say, Juju.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm Ramsey. Hey,
Yeah.
you know, I'm no longer that person, but they're married to that.
Yeah.
So I definitely get it. Sometimes it is difficult when you have friends where you just can't share the same access anymore.
You can't. And you know, I have a list of things that I look for in people to see who I want to work with. If we can be friends without working together, then that's a huge indicator that you're just around me for me.
Yeah.
Delafo, we've worked on projects before, and then now we're not, you know,
Right.
so, but we're still friends. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so you're around me just because of who I am, not
Right.
of what I can offer you, and vice
true.
versa. And then I look at, is that person serving? Is that person doing something for someone else? Or is that person always looking to get? So that's another indicator that I look at, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, do they have an ego? Do they have a power trip? Like, I've heard people come to me and like, yeah, I could da-da-da-da-da. And then off record, they're like, yeah, I can't. And I'm like, be vulnerable with me. Like, you
Child, I
know.
let people know straight up. I said, look, I can learn. Just put me in the environment. I can adjust. I can adapt. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. Because once again, it's like previously, Delapo talked about, you know, if you're the smartest person in your room,
You're in the wrong room.
you're in the wrong room.
Yeah. Yeah, just having a willing heart will get you further. You know, the way my first job with Pastor Creflo Dollar, I was just serving. I was going to move back to DC, and he was like, Lord Jennifer, if you don't go apply for a job, because I had the imposter syndrome.
Wow.
I applied for a producer job.
Wow.
They said, we just needed your application on file. You're already hired. He already hired you.
Already.
Your job is waiting on you. Your next promotion is waiting on you, but you have the imposter syndrome covering you, and you
Child.
don't even know what God is setting up for you.
See, that's crazy because you got people in bed right now with fear.
I just broke off fear.
I'm telling you.
I would literally broke off fear. I started to figure out like this is, and I'm getting deeper into it mentally.
Yeah.
Of like I would have a thought and be like, where did that thought come from? Like we're supposed to hold every thought accountable to God. If it's not of pure love, sound, peace, it's not supposed to be in you. At first, I used to like settle with fear, like
Yeah.
let me do it afraid, and God's like, no, plant the seed of peace, do
Yeah.
it with peace. Let's figure this out right now while you're afraid. What is the root? So that's the question that I ask myself every time I feel afraid, every time I feel like I can't do it. What's the root? And sometimes the trigger may be my mom, my dad.
Yeah.
I've gotten shot, so getting shot.
You gotten what? Child, this one gonna go viral. You gotten what? There, with your heart, huh? You got shot?
I got shot twice. I was in a gang, and
Oh!
yeah,
You was in a gang?
I was in a gang. Yeah, I was.
Okay, Jen, hold on. This interview about to be over. Wait, honestly, in a gang, you got shot. What were you doing?
Fighting with my friends. We were fighting, and we didn't know the guys in the neighborhood was out there, and they pulled out a gun and they shot at us, you know, for fighting. And you can see it right here. One was right here, and the other one was under my foot. So yeah, that's what made shift. That made me leave Maryland, go to church. I ran to God like never before, and listen, I stayed by that cross.
You talking about there about to be a whole new movie called Shakas with Jennifer. What? Yo, that's crazy.
But yeah, I think that came from losing my parents. I was angry.
Well, and you know, once again, some people bleed out, some people bleed in.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just in the Black community, grieving, you know, going to a therapist is not common.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
I appreciate this generation because at least we are finding that going to a therapist is okay. I know my pastor definitely talk about going to a therapist. Love Jesus, but also love a therapist.
Yeah, love.
You know, because
go to a Christian therapist.
yeah,
Love
especially,
yeah.
especially a Christian therapist. Amen. You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, your journey has just been. Wow, I mean, from that Facebook follow, I'm like, ooh, child, that's deeper. There's a deeper situation with that button follow. I mean, yeah follow your story. Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a journey of overcoming.
Yeah.
And every that's why I'm like, I can overcome anything. And at the end of the day, it's now I'm identifying the seasons that I'm in. When it's time to be still, I'm like, okay, I've been here before.
Yeah.
When adversity comes, I've been here before.
Wow.
You know, so now me and God got this like, okay, what we doing? You know, you want me to jump in, tag you in, let me rest?
Because God know you was a thug. Huh? God know you was a thug, Nut. If you but, I mean, God know you was a thug.
I'll be transparent. When we was on set, I was like, can I hit him, God? Can I hit him? Can I hit him?
Knock him out.
He was like, no, you can't fight no more.
Peter grabbed that sword, huh? He said, I'm going to cut this ear off.
But it was very testing, and I couldn't bring my old self into a new situation.
Yeah.
So I just was like, okay, God. But I know now I'm on a different,
You're on a different level.
Doing different things, you know. And that test allowed me to go to another promotion.
Yeah.
So I'm noticing it. I got to let somebody go, then a promotion. Let somebody go, then a promotion.
Once again, not everybody went to the mountaintop with Jesus.
Yeah,
So that's how real as it get. There could be 12, but only 3 is guaranteed.
That's true.
You know what I mean? To go up.
Yeah.
Because not everybody carries the same mindset. Yeah. Not everybody has the same heart. Not everybody has the same intent. You know?
Exactly.
Because people see your grind, right? As far as the limelights, but they don't understand the sacrifices.
No,
they don't understand the tears.
They don't.
They understand
sleeping on the couch.
Sleeping on the couch. None of that. I mean, when I first came to Atlanta years ago, literally I was sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Just to shoot.
Yeah,
an
just
episode.
to shoot. And I think that's what separates us too.
Yeah.
You know, it separates us from the people that just want to get in and ride the coattail. It's
Yeah.
like, did you really prune for this?
Right.
Because we done been through the fire.
The fire.
And look at us.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think that's why I lost my hair. You know? All the stress that people didn't see, but they finally see it.
Yes,
It's gone.
Yes. So it's a beautiful season. I'm excited with what God is doing.
And I know we're going to get ready to close the show, but I want you to talk about what do you have coming up next?
Okay, so I have a movie is called The Despaired.
Okay.
That will be released on, I'm not supposed to say, but it rhymes with, it starts with a D and ends with a T.
You know what? We want you to follow Jennifer, okay? You see a handle at the bottom. Follow her so that you guys can be connected with what she got going on, because I don't want y'all to be that nosy to know exactly what's going on. She's an incredible celebrity film producer. And Jen, even with that you got going on, any events you got going on in the next 6 months or probably next year, 2024, with those who are watching right now?
No events. I just been real quiet. I've been supporting other filmmakers. If I still want to make sure I'm sharpened and make sure I'm networking is a big key, you all. That's something that we try to isolate ourselves in our work, but most of my connections came from networking. I went to Delapo Club. He was like, you want to shoot here? And from that, 6-7 years ago, has built a long-term friendship where we partner in different projects. Oh, wow. Coke and all these other people that, Ebony Puerto Ike, you know, so some of these people that I've worked with, I've known for a while. Wow. And I never worked with them. I was literally just around them to serve and see how they work. The distribution company, I'm going to say her name because that's my girl, Larissa Bates. I was knowing her. She's with BET. And I feel like by the time this come out, the movie will be out. The movie's supposed to be out in October.
Oh, this actually hits in October.
Okay, good. I can talk about it all I want. Larissa Bates, she's vice president over there at BET. She doesn't get her flowers, but listen, I'm going to give her flowers. I know her for years. I just wanted to be around her. I wanted to learn. I wanted to serve. I did her book launch, and then I drove to her movie premiere. And all of those things I was doing just because I was doing, she highlighted all of those things as to why she knew she wanted to push me forward as a mentee.
Come on.
And that's how I got my distribution deal. I got it from serving.
Wow, from serving.
From serving.
Not asking, serving.
Serving. I didn't even ask for it.
Right.
She came to me with
Most
it.
people ask subliminally and don't realize all you have to do is serve.
She came to me with it, and
Wow.
I had imposter syndrome.
Wow.
And I was like, you want me to do a movie? You know, I was bringing her other people.
Wow.
I was me, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I was literally bringing her other people. Hey,
And you ain't have no idea.
no idea. I was connecting people with BT
You know,
and didn't even know what I was doing.
Let me tell you the one thing we have in common. I never went to school for film. I went to school for music.
Okay.
And like I said, I started everything with just an iPhone.
Yeah.
It was an iPhone 6 actually.
And you didn't know what you was doing.
And I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I needed to tell a story.
Yeah.
So I'm on iMovie editing with my little thumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what does this do? It says dissolve. I'm like, what's that? And then I saw it fade. I said, ooh.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then from there, I started charging $50 to go to small business commercials, to go to small business and shoot commercials. Well, they were like, all right, what's your equipment? I'm like, with this. I said, I'll give it to you in 30 seconds. They're like, no way. So I go, say, do this, do this, do this, bam. And I gave it to them. $50.
Look.
And they're like, huh, okay, can you come back? I said, sure.
Yes.
And then from there, a friend of mine, they literally, they had called me, because that Monday I was looking at a Nikon, and I prayed. I said, God, if this is something you want me to do, then you're going to provide it, because I'm broke.
Yeah.
And that Sunday, sure enough, they called me after church and said, hey, would you like to have lunch? I asked my wife, I said, hey, do you mind if I go to lunch? She said, sure. I said, you sure? We normally go to lunch. She said, no, it's good. Go ahead. They're taking you out.
Shout out to the wife.
Come on.
Shout out to the
And y'all got the same name, Jennifer.
Shout out to the person behind the vision, because I know.
Listen,
yes.
especially Sunday when you won't take your church nap. So after that, we went to Best Buy, and they were like, hey, tell me more about this, what you're doing. I said, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they were like, okay, cool. They booked the lunch right across Best Buy and spent $2,000 on me.
Wow.
And they say, go change the world.
Listen.
And it's been a history ever since.
Somebody's always watching.
Somebody always.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important that's why I love doing the reflection show, because it's all about giving back. Sitting down in this chair.
I love it.
Allowing you to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen, now we're ending the show. You know, there's a young Jennifer who's dealing with that imposter syndrome that you're talking about. Or there's a film producer out there who don't even know where to begin. Or there's someone who went to school and they're struggling. What words of encouragement looking into that mirror you can share with them right now?
Just start. Just start, you know, and I think that's so cliche, but that's exactly what happened. We wrote a script 2 years ago. We did not know where it was gonna go. We just started. And then from there, I think we put it out, and then things started to come to us. Just start with what you have. And like we just said, someone is always watching you. So at the end of the day, it may not be the close people around you, but keep going. There's someone out there rooting for you, and that's willing to believe in you, invest in you, and pour into your vision. So just start. Someone believes in you, invests in you, and want to pour in your vision, but you got to start.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't stop. There's a stranger who's willing to invest their time, who's willing to invest their finger just to click follow.
Yes.
Like I did
Like
with
she
Jen.
did.
And that's what it's about. Meeting people who's going to meet you where you are and not judge you for where you are, but who's willing to help you to propel into that place of destiny that you're called to. This is Ramsey Rizard on The Reflection Show. And remember, your experience matters. Thank you so much for watching.
What you get is what you see on The Reflection Show.